Let's see. Hey, I am live. What do you know? All right. Sorry I'm a little late. Just a little bit. What's up, guys? Jesus. Yeah, I'm not out at my place. Little FYI. Aw, thanks, Eric. We love you too. How do I zoom in here? Is it show? Yeah. All right. I've never driven a Kubota tractor. Sorry, let me explain myself why we are a little late getting started uploading. So I plan on streaming at 4 o'clock, and usually I run into some kind of technical issues. I started getting the live stream started up around 3:45, and like normal, it usually takes me 15 minutes longer than what I say we'll start at to get it started. So sitting here and just got my computer up. If you'll notice that it's not normal HD, it's because I couldn't get my camera to work for some reason.
It's downloading.
If you're wondering who this is next to me, this is Andrew, our agronomist.
Hey guys.
So the machine shed at Rockville, I think I just measured it. It's about 100 feet long. Not totally sure how wide it is, but I just measured it last night, and it was roughly 100 feet. Probably like 40 feet wide. I am a Duramax person. Well, we'll get started once you get that. Or did you get it started?
It's downloading.
Right now.
Installing.
Andrew's trying to get his computer started up. Hopefully his will work better than mine. So plug that in. See if you can get this light.
Recognizes it?
Yeah, there should be a light that will come on. So we're actually at Alicia's place. There we go, Andrew. What are your thoughts on precision planting versus ag leader?
They're both good systems. I prefer to set up Ag Leader just because I can run Ag Leader very nicely across multiple platforms. You know, it's a good, I can take your monitor that you use at planting and put that in the combine, put it on the sprayer. They both are excellent systems. I work with both of them, but I do like the simplicity of Ag Leader. I like the Ag Leader hydraulic downforce. It's got a accumulator on it. I really like the way that accumulator works. So both have their pros and cons.
All right. Bozinga.
I am wearing the Ag Leader sweatshirt today,
Yeah,
Ryan, but I was not putting that on this morning thinking I was doing a live stream, so this isn't
Oh, thanks, Farmall Skittle.
any special advertising.
Yeah, I should have been wearing a WSA sweatshirt. Andrew is here. Like I said, he is our agronomist, and we also have Travis here. He's creepily watching us in the corner. So, yeah, I see that it's not recognizing this camera either. So,
Yeah.
if it doesn't, then I guess we'll just use this, and I'll try to figure it out another time. So,
That works.
So what Where's the camera we're going off of?
It's right here.
I will say it's kind of odd for me to be sitting here at 4 o'clock in the afternoon inside this time of year, but
Oh yeah, yeah.
for all the viewers out there, I did drive through snow today.
Did you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
It wasn't even that cold today.
It was 35 degrees on the truck,
Really?
and I was
Wow.
down south of 11, and pretty big flakes of snow. It wasn't sticking, but
Yeah.
it's coming out of the sky.
Thankfully. I would be interested in coming over to the UK just to see how it's done over there. You see pictures and you hear stories, but you never really know where to find, or you never really know until you're there. So I looked at another comment on here. So yeah, Andrew knows what I bought. So.
Jason, where were you? We're at rain 3 inches today.
There's going to be a lot of questions about the truck.
Yeah.
So, I would not come to Brazil to farm. I like the United States. Andrew, would you go to Brazil to farm? If someone offered you 1,000 acres in Brazil, would you go?
Not for 1,000.
Really? How much is it going to take?
It would take probably 15,000.
15. 15, that's cheap. Okay. Even that, I don't really know.
It would be interesting. I wouldn't mind going there just
See how it's
yeah.
done. Oh god, that made it worse. That made it worse. Okay, whatever. So, this all started around last fall. You guys have seen in the past that in my previous videos I've talked about making a purchase, and I've clarified why I wanted to make a purchase. If you saw my taxes this year, you'd understand why. But I wanted to make an investment, something to depreciate off my taxes, and that brought me to wanting to buy either a tractor, a skid loader, or a truck. And this is where we are. So what is a good website to buy used equipment? I've looked for equipment on like Tractor House, Machine Finder. You know any other good ones? I don't know if you really...
Craigslist.
Craigslist.
Tractor House is a good one.
Yeah. Machine Repeat, there you go.
Illinois got 3 inches of rain.
When?
That's what Jason's saying.
Oh, really? Jeez.
A lot of guys in Illinois are concerned with the fall anhydrous, especially in that I was at Quincy area in south because the ground temperatures are so warm. I was talking with a customer this morning about all his fall anhydrous, and here in Wisconsin the ground temperature stays cool enough. Over winter we don't have much concerns for loss, but the Iowa, Southern Illinois, they're pretty concerned with these big rainfalls and the warmer soils, how much nitrogen is going to be left over. Big opportunity for side dressing.
Mm-hmm. So for the farm day, we've sold just about 200 tickets, which for me, that's really doing good for me. Again, I still haven't figured out the parking problem, so I'll let it go until at least 300 before I seriously consider locking it down, because I don't know what I'm going to do for parking yet. I gotta get my butt in gear. So
Do you want to start planting wheat? Somebody asked you about wheat.
I don't think I'd ever. Maybe someday, I guess. I don't know. Not really something I'm interested in doing.
It probably bring a good price this year. There's been some issues with wheat down in Kansas, and
Really?
yeah, it's drying up down there.
I just read a report in a newspaper. I think it was the Kenosha Times. I don't know what they call it over there, but there was actually a article in the newspaper that said that there's a glut of wheat right now, So they think that a lot of farmers are going to be switching over to soybeans to compensate. So who knows? I think just because there's a glut, they called it a glut, of
Surplus.
surplus of wheat. I don't really think that many farmers are going to change what they plant just based on.
Most guys around here plant wheat as a place
Yeah.
to put manure
Yeah.
down middle of the season. But
And if you're like us, you can plant corn. Usually farmers decide the year before what they're going to plant the next year. So, I don't know.
and we have winter wheat up here, so that's planted in the fall.
Yeah.
Summer.
Why GM and not Ford or Dodge? Well, Ford, I didn't want to have to constantly take it back and get it fixed like old Andrew here and have a speedometer that's, 5 mile an hour slow?
Yeah.
Dodge, well, I didn't want it to rust out the first year.
I'm getting mine aligned tomorrow.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
How many miles did you get on it?
140,000.
Huh?
2012.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
thought that it was new when you got it. Oh, wow. Okay.
New tires. I need one new tire. That's why I'm getting it aligned tomorrow, because the front passenger tire is worn down pretty bad along the sides. And before I put a new tire on, I take care of the problem that caused the first one to wear down.
I'm feeling a lot of hate from the fan and Ford and Dodge fans
Chevy
here.
Speedo doesn't work.
Why not a Toyota Tundra? I honestly don't know anybody who drives one.
They've got those Cummins diesels in them now.
Do they?
The Toyotas and Nissans you can order with Cummins.
I just read, I think it was actually one Really Farmer said on Instagram, are they still making Dodge with Cummins engines?
Pretty sure.
That's
I
what
haven't heard anything different.
That's what I thought, but I read somewhere that they are. Have you ever had tornado, severe storm damage? If so, how bad? Yes, pretty bad. There was one year, within the last 4 years, I think, when we were still milking cows, that we had straight line winds come through, and the side facing west on the barn was actually pushed in, and my grandpa had to hire the Amish to come through and repair it. So, yeah, barn almost went there. What do you prefer, the 4640 or the 7600? Probably the 4640. Can't beat the classics. If I were to get a skid loader, what I would have gone with, I really did like that New Holland that we got. That's the tough call for me, skid loader wise, because what I've seen, a skid loader is a skid loader. All of the new ones are better than the Bobcat we got, so wherever the best deal is, I'd probably go with. How are you on this rainy day, Andrew?
How am I? I'm ready for it to dry out
Me
there,
too.
so we can.
Yeah, me too.
I've got a bunch of mapping to do with that EM unit,
Oh, yeah.
so
Next week we got, I think, on Tuesday we have a video of Andrew and Travis EM mapping actually my 30-acre cornfield, and the next day I think we got a short video on doing the soil samples that you guys took that day. So
grid sampling.
yeah, grid sampling. So
Yeah, I had about one day over the past week that we could get out and do anything in the field.
and was that Sunday or was
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Saturday was iffy. I just figured it looked like it was going to be dry Sunday, so I got some stuff done around the house and came out here. Forecast looks great the next week and a half.
Mhm.
After today, I think we're going to get some decent weather, hopefully.
Yep. hope so.
Have your tractors ever run out of gas while loading corn? Do you have any gas tractors?
We don't have any gas tractors, but we've never run out of fuel. At least I haven't. Have you ever run out of fuel? When was the last time you ran out of fuel?
I don't know. Travis said he ran out of fuel on the mule a few times.
Ah, yeah. We don't talk about that. We were making a video one time. I didn't publish the video, but Travis and I were trying to make one on the mule. Got way out in the field, and we got like about halfway out in the field, going the opposite direction, and then the mule died. So we had to walk back.
Somebody asked how we do our soil test. I'm not sure where you're going with that question, but our soil tests are sent to a local lab and they process them. So we get phosphorus, potassium, CEC, organic matter, and then the micronutrients back as a result from the soil test. They're taken with a probe. We did your field at 1.5 acre grid.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that answers that question.
Hey Travis, have you ever had a farming accident?
What degree?
I don't know. Someone just asked if we've ever had a farming accident. I figured you were the person to ask.
Hi, General Rundy. Yeah, thanks for mowing my lawn that time.
I've had a couple accidents. I'm not on the camera now though. How bad is it staggered?
Oh,
There it is. Just shut up and get a Massey. How about you just shut up and come pay for it? What's your biggest fail? Well, there was that time I proposed to Brittany.
you're gonna be in the doghouse now.
That's fine.
I am the agronomist here on the farm.
Andrew, a quick sit rep from what he is to us. He is our new agronomist.
Let's go this way.
Not to piss off our previous agronomy center, but he's done more for us in the last 6 months than they have in probably the last decade.
Somebody asked a question on the difference between anhydrous and dry fertilizer. Anhydrous and urea are pretty even right now when you're looking at prices. I think the biggest difference is the type of application. I really like working with anhydrous as far as being able to band it in the row. I think it's a very efficient form of fertilizer versus broadcast application, and we had excellent results last year as far as minimizing nitrogen loss with the anhydrous.
What the hell is that supposed to mean? Who do you like better, Travis or the ag leader guy?
Who's that question for?
Yeah, who's that supposed to be for?
Logan, no, my truck is not a diesel. We don't typically run diesels for the agronomist trucks just because of how much we run in the winter. And
FYI, that truck, it governs out at 98 miles an hour.
I was told that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Have you considered other animals on your farm? Nope.
Not really.
What
Cattle.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm just here for the comic relief.
Yeah.
When things get dull, I just show up.
Problem with
Hey,
pigs
Tyler.
is that we think hogs stink.
Yeah, actually, that's as simple as it is. I can't stand the smell of
Yeah.
hogs. And I'm not going to put up with sheep and goats because no.
Ian had a question about what time do you plan. I think he's referring to date, but the insurance date here is the 15th of April. So it's basically starts then, but we try to wait until the ground temperature's fit.
Pretty good.
About 55 degrees.
Where are you reading that at?
Sure.
Oh, damn.
So
I'm sorry, this is how farms work. Oh, gosh darn.
Cover crops are definitely provide a benefit. However,
What's that?
I mean, we haven't really tried them out at all. So, have you had much experience with cover crops?
yes,
What do you think? Do you think they're worth what you're putting down? If you're interested in like preserving like any nutrients and stuff in the soil, yeah, I mean it's pretty obvious, but
I
is it
like
worth-
I like cover crops at times, but it all depends on the situation and how the guys farm. I mean, if it's a no-till situation that is strictly no-till and you've got compaction, then tillage radish is an excellent way to help with compaction problems, along with a calcium sulfate type product. Those two in combination work really good on no-till. I don't know. There's a lot of cost that goes into cover crops, and you just got to look at the whole plan. It's part of a plan. It's not a solution to to an entire problem.
Why did we sell the 4440? It wasn't our choice. We had to. It wasn't ours.
Why didn't we buy it back? It needed an $8,000 overhaul at the minimum. It's a nice tractor, but we also got another 60 horse getting the 4640.
I think I like the 4640 better.
I do want to buy another 4440 though. I want to convert that to a cultivator tractor.
Henry, you're from the UK. I'd like to see if anybody wants to comment on Machio planters. I've got a Machio Gaspardo that I'm setting up with Egg Leader this year, and I would be interesting to see if anybody's got experience with the Machio line.
Do you think ads increase your viewer count? It's a complicated subject. As far as ads on YouTube go, I just put them out there because I think I see a return on it. I mean, I just don't know how much if it's really worth it. So you never really know. There's no clear data.
Watch out, turkey.
This. I'm gonna point this slightly downward.
Yeah. Hey, Boji.
Hey, Ryan.
We're not choosing favorites around here, Farmall Skittle. We're all here to have fun. Brian's channel's the quality channel. My channel's the unedited version.
Farmall, I thought we were bros. Only part I don't like about Wes's 4960 is I'm pretty sure it has a short axle on it. Pretty sure. If I had a 4960, I'd want to put duals on it.
We own most of the ground we run. Cole Pedley, go watch my videos. I explain it to you.
What's the worst thing about farming?
Putting up the agronomist. Sometimes you gotta get a hold of them and call them up and tell them, hey, get down here and do this. And luckily for us, Andrew does that. The last guys didn't.
Thanks, TJ. We live in Potosi, Wisconsin, in Grant County. Most southwestern corner in Wisconsin.
I wouldn't go that far, but okay.
There we are.
Which town is farther south than us in Wisconsin?
Well, the county. Most southwestern county. I do not film with my GoPro on a helmet. I just have a head strap. I don't really like doing it that way, but until I figure out something better, it's what I got to work with.
Definitely Wisconsin farming.
What's that?
Nebraska versus Wisconsin. What do you think?
Wisconsin's better.
Oh yeah.
Did Andrew tell you what he just delivered to the farm yet?
No.
Andrew, what did you just drop off at the farm?
So I dropped off a hydraulic downforce kit for the planter.
Yep, and we're going to be putting that on this weekend. Ryan will be filming that.
Could you do a map or give us an idea of where your farms are in comparison to each other so when you talk about somewhere we have an idea of where you're traveling to?
No.
I've considered providing distances between the farms.
Sorry.
It's just complicated showing where all the farms are. We don't like to show exactly where they are because we like to protect those areas to an extent. So
Iowa's better? Hell no. Andrew, you're being way too damn quiet.
Oh, I'm reading the questions.
here we go.
So,
Okay.
hi Trayton. I am from Iowa. They burned the bridge when I came across the river, so. No, somebody said why Wisconsin. I've lived in Iowa and Wisconsin, and the nice thing about Wisconsin soils is that there's a lot more rotation up here. The soil quality is excellent. Seems like we don't get major swings in weather most times. It's
No.
It's fun to grow crops up here.
I feel like the weather's kind of been stabilizing out the last few years. Even like winters aren't as bad as I remember them. Of course, maybe back then I was
Yeah,
shorter.
I think you're just shooting yourself in the foot saying that because honestly,
Right.
I've been saying it for the last couple of years since 2012. We had one really bad winter since 12, and they've been pretty mild ever since. I'm expecting we're going to get pounded one of these years.
Everybody's asking you guys about Fendt tractors.
Oh, guys, I was just at Cobb today. Dad and I were. I got video of Andrew's tractors that he's actually sold at Lindstrom
Yes.
when he worked up north. And
I
actually
didn't
got,
sell those tractors
Oh, you didn't?
specifically. The Kloss.
oh, I did.
I set the
I saw the
auto steer up
Kloss.
in the Kloss.
I did see the class that you worked on.
Yeah. So we set up I set up auto steer a few years ago on a Kloss Syrian tractor. It's a 500 horsepower CVT. That was a lot of fun. It was one of the first Zerions in North America. And I think it was the first one we put a Trimble auto steer system on. That was fun. I do love the Fendt tractors. I just put our My Way RTK network on a 1000 series Challenger tractor, which is a yellow Fendt.
But
20 push-ups next time you swear. I like that idea.
We need a swear jar here.
Yeah.
I only got ones on me.
Austin, sorry I've been meaning to respond to you. I haven't seen your comment. I know you've asked me that. You've typed that a couple times. I will try to slow the chat down. If you live in the right area, I do believe that producing produce can give you a good profit, especially if you live on the outskirts of a major city. But in our area, I don't think doing produce is going to earn you that much. But, I mean, it's just my opinion.
Blake Outdoors, Kloss is spelled CLAAS, by the way.
That's why.
You always were picky.
Well, if a guy's going to say a bad comment about a brand, he should know how to spell it.
You sound like my high school English teacher.
All right, I'm slowing the chat down to
Not interested in
60.
case, guys. We don't always only harvest corn. We harvest corn, soybeans, and alfalfa. We used to do oats. Dream tractor. It depends on the day, honestly. If it's during the summer, my dream tractor would probably be a 7430 Deere. If it was spring and fall, it'd probably be an 8335R.
There you go, Andrew. Is there a specific brand that Ag Leader is hard to hook up to? Hard, not impossible.
Right. I don't know. John Deere seems to be the easiest and most compatible. And I don't know. It's this Machio is planter that I'm hooking up. I think it's probably one of the first Machios getting hooked up to Ag Leader in North America. I've been talking to our Ag Leader branch in Holland about setting this thing up, so it'll be nice. But no, I guess I've done quite a few Fendt installs, and the Fendt independent front suspension is somewhat difficult. Do you hook up a clear to a case?
All right. What kinds of tractor do you like? I mean, we got to respond to him. Thanks, TJ. Probably my favorite looking tractor is Massey's, but I haven't gotten to drive one yet. I really love the New Holland, but I mean, John Deere, we've just kind of stuck with it. So,
I'm sorry. What? Our favorite.
Yeah, like what's your favorite brand of tractor?
Honestly, guys, there's a lot of hate towards them. I like Deere. Nothing against New Holland. I really appreciate them sending that New Holland down. But I like my Deere. Not saying I would never buy a New Holland or a Challenger or a Massey. But that's just my opinion.
What about you, Andrew? Yeah,
I really like the Challengers. I was at the factory up in Jackson, Minnesota, where they're assembled, and you could eat off the floor in that factory.
Yeah.
It is just amazing, So it's American built. I like that. They're nice tractors. They're fuel efficient. I like the hydraulic systems on the Masseys and the Challengers. But I like them all. That's the thing I like about my job. I get to work with all the different brands. And
Has Andrew ever heard of Verdanto? It's a seed treatment for beans and get apparently 200 bushel beans. I'd like
200 bushel. Well, that would be a new world record.
What is
Yeah.
the current world record on beans?
171.
Really?
Really? Wow. I got over 70 last year, so I was pretty happy.
No, we had spots on that
Oh,
soybean
yeah.
video that was doing over 80.
And
that was on ground. Thanks to this guy, we actually really learned a lot about our ground. He set that yield setup in our combine. That really helped us out knowing what we're going to do going forward.
Have we ever considered planting more oats? We are planting oats this year, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're just not combining them. We're
Yeah.
using them as a cover crop to get our alfalfa going.
I'm from southeast Iowa, Mahaska County.
We run about 200 head of cattle at a given time. Is 165 an acre high?
Very high.
Depends.
Way too high.
Depends
It's always
where
too
you
high.
are. It depends where you are.
Yeah, it really depends where you are.
We
I
had
hear
180 beans. Except the yield monitor was messed up.
Yeah. Well, our combine was running 350 bushel corn until Andrew showed up and calibrated it. I've thought a lot about getting a field bin on a lot smaller scale. Actually, I've considered getting a 1,000 bushel grain cart and actually tender to it with Ryan's 600 bushel. Not on all of our ground, but in some of our fields where we have an awful long driveway.
Somebody asked about rapeseed. It's a lot of times used for some pasture mixes, CRP ground. Not much for production, agricultural production.
A bushel, I've always been told growing up, is approximately a laundry basket.
Thanks, Farmall. You guys should try to get over 171 for beans.
We're aiming for it. That's why this guy's here.
You'd have to have absolutely perfect conditions and just about smother them in nutrients to get that.
We don't plant cover crops. Not that I'm against it, it's just that by the time we get done with harvest, no way it could happen.
Cover crops usually go on silage fields around here or seed production fields if guys are putting them down.
Or if, also oats, if you were just producing oats just for the straw and the grain, if you weren't using it as a cover for getting alfalfa started, you could use it for fertilizer and cover crops.
There's more money in beans right now.
You think so?
Corn, if you know
That's
what you're
good.
doing.
That's good.
Says the guy that has almost all soybeans.
Yep,
this year.
almost all soybeans.
Of course we need more tractors. You can never have enough iron. We have had fans show up on the farm. Granted, they didn't go farther than the driveway. Last fall, we actually had probably 4 people that stopped while I was hauling grain. They were a couple from Mississippi, actually. They stopped and ran up to the How Farms Work sign in our driveway, shot a picture, and then ran back to the car.
Yeah. We don't care if you guys stop and take pictures of the sign. We just ask that you don't go any further up the hill and towards the buildings.
We have cameras up, guys.
Yeah.
So we will know if you're there, and it probably won't be a very friendly approach.
Somebody asked about a Mahindra tractor. We had Mahindras up at Livestream Equipment, and the nice thing, they come with a 5-year warranty to them, but they're not a very heavy-duty tractor.
Right.
They're a nice for, if you have a hobby farm or something, but I wouldn't recommend it for a dairy type operation or something like that.
We run a Deere combine. We need to upgrade to a John Deere 60 or 70 series. Something we can run a 12-row on.
You seen the new Lexion combine? It's got a 4D SIP package for side hills.
No.
I just saw
Send
it.
me a picture. Or do you have something?
I can send you some info
Send
on
me
it.
something. I'll look at it.
Thanks, Calvin TV. Have you ever come close to falling off a grain bin? I mean, there's probably been one time where it was wet and I was in a hurry to climb up them. I was probably 2 steps up. My foot slipped off, hit my chin on the step. So that's probably the closest I've ever come to falling off one.
I'm gonna look up that Challenger 35. There's a lot of details. American Farmer. You're asking about a Challenger 35 on a 12-row corn planter. What kind of planter, I guess. Also, if you have really specific questions, you can find me on Twitter. My Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube handle is at Wisconsin Agronomist, WI Agronomist. So if you want specific answers, if I have time, I'd be happy to answer your questions there.
I've seen pictures of Morton barns, and they look pretty high quality. So, I mean, I'd probably build one if I had unlimited money.
Honda ATVs. Yes, we are looking at upgrading our combines. We need something bigger. That's actually, right now, our combine is our biggest restricting factor in growing our acres.
Definitely.
The corn planter was the first, but now we can plant a lot more than we could probably harvest in the appropriate amount of time. I don't see us going to a ripper. I am happy with our chisel plow. I could see going just a straight shank inline ripper for doing our bean ground.
Have I ever thought about having that Farmall H back that was in your auction? I mean, it'd be kind of cool to have it back, but we don't have any feasible use for it.
I'm
So.
not too big on keeping those old tractors around myself. I mean, they would just collect dust.
Well, I mean, it was Grandpa's first tractor, so it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I get that, but that's Grandpa's H is going to be our 4020. That 4020 of Dad's is going nowhere.
We didn't go to that farm show, Anthony. Yamaha, probably over Polaris.
Neither. I'll walk.
We have one more thing coming from Rhino.
Bulk fill planters a long way down the road. My channel is the rest of the story. I changed it last week. Worst job on the farm? Depends on the day.
You know, I really couldn't give you an idea of what the next building we would put up would be. I'm sure Travis has a couple ideas down at his place, but
Actually, I would go as far as up at Rockville, 30,000 bushel storage bin. Down at my place, I could totally see putting in a steer shed.
I think in our future probably would be another bin before another huge building would go up.
As far as the Nebraska versus Iowa farming, I think we already said Wisconsin farming. We're going to gradually increase our cattle. We're not going to buy a lot all at once.
After driving both GMC or Chevy, they both drive the same. It's just a matter of preference, in my own opinion, and I think the GMCs look better. We do have no-till.
We have, what, about 200 acres of no-till? No, right around 150 that's 100% true no-till, where all we do is plant it.
Thanks, Ricardo.
Lanark, yeah, it's down Illinois. Northeast, I believe.
I would like to go back to the Farm Tech days, or Wisconsin Farm Tech days, that is. I don't know if any other states have them, but
I'd consider a case combine over a case tractor.
did you get any hits, Andrew?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I'm trying to share it on Facebook.
Oh, really?
About what?
Just the live stream.
This live stream's doing pretty good. We're hitting 470 something, and our record is 701.
When it comes to the farm sale, it was sold on the farm sale because it belonged to my grandpa, forbeit it belonged to the estate, and it made more sense to go our own route, keeping some of the equipment and letting some of it go. I mean, we got that disc buying for stupid cheap. We weren't even planning on buying that 735 that day.
Hey, Ryan.
Who can't you hear? I'll tell you what happened when I proposed to Brittany. I just got out of back surgery. I was weak, and that's what it took for me to propose to her, because I had a slight lapse of judgment. I'm still happy I'm marrying her, don't get me wrong. I gotta give her a hard time. I think it means I love her. Yeah. Hi, Trenton.
Did tractor experience help in driver's training? That's actually a pretty good question. I think it really does help.
Well, I was driving up and down the highway when I was 10 years old, so.
Why don't you get a forager rather than a trailed one that goes on the tractor? Well, the higher cost for a self-propelled chopper, and we're not chopping anything right now. Maybe in the future, we will get a pull behind because it's lower. It's a lower cost to get started.
I'll tell you what, guys, not to cut you off, but in the end, we will probably only, at the very most, ever chop maybe 60 acres. It'll consist of hay silage, probably first crop, and then we'll go ahead and chop whatever corn silage we need to.
Who's older?
I'm the oldest.
By how much?
Are we talking maturity or age?
Oh, maturity, I win. Age-wise, Alicia?
Andrew's still older.
I know.
Where?
Yeah, Andrew's older.
Yeah, he is. By 2 years.
He's ancient.
Ancient.
I'm not even 30 yet.
You turned 29 4 times.
Once.
Yeah.
Alicia's here. She's behind us.
Bean cups for planting.
What is the favorite tractor that you own?
82, 76, 46, 40, 20. In that order.
82, 46, 76, 420.
Our John Deere 716A wagons went to South Dakota. The reason we know that is because the guy that bought them came the day before the sale and sat and bullshit with us for about 4 hours. I mean, talked, chatted. Gotta go.
Somebody get the swear jar.
Jeez. What?
Oh.
Say something?
Shane wants to know if you have a girlfriend.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I do like Precision Planting, Will. It's a good brand.
I am the youngest. Hello from Wisconsin to Pennsylvania. Almost up to 500 watchers. Pretty good. Maybe I should turn up the chat again. Unless it's just slowing down. Let's see here. Let's change this. All right. Yes, I am the baby of the family.
Baby Ryan.
Baby Ryan.
Baby Ryan gets whatever he wants.
Yep. Who's the strongest?
Me!
Your sister.
Yeah.
Alicia.
Hey, where's my phone?
Tim Cardinal's asking about autonomous tractors. That's, I don't know. That's a ways out in the future yet, I think. I don't think that John Deere buying Precision Planting, first of all, it's still in regulatory approval, and I don't think it makes that much of a difference.
The 4640 is turned up to approximately 230 horse, which is about the same as the 8235R.
Yeah. On the 46, you mean?
We prefer the planter with the fingers. We didn't really think too highly of the vacuum.
Yeah.
Just a maintenance nightmare.
There's a big difference between the Precision vacuum and the Deere vacuum system as well.
Think so?
Yeah.
How are those operated? Are those still hydraulic, or do they?
Yeah, it's a hydraulic vacuum fan, but the VSET meters from Precision Planting with the vacuum system are supposed to be able to do, and they have, I've seen it, they'll run around 99% singulation, so they're very accurate.
Yeah.
I mean, there's pros and cons to every system.
Yeah. Big downside to the finger pickups is the lack of accuracy. We are brothers. He's not technically.
We kind of treat him like one from time to time. He gets abused like one.
I give it back, so it's fine.
All right.
Driver-free case tractors. Driver-free tractors around here will never happen. We only We only have 55 acres of gas to put on this spring. Do the Iowa Dairy Boys put any on, or do you just do all dairy manure?
Later, Fishing Colton.
Kendrick, where are you at with all your wheat? Yes, down south in the cotton ground, they do use the same systems that I install for both yield monitoring and auto steer.
What do you hate about the 4020? I can't really say we have anything that we really hate about it.
It's just that it's nothing against the tractor. It's just an older tractor.
Yeah. It's reliable.
You're not going to run 16, 20-hour days in the 4020 like you can with the 82.
What do you think about emissions regulations? I think they're good up to an extent. I don't believe that farmers should be a major target for the emissions because of what we do.
Austin! Okay, so how that happened is I was walking out of the machine shed one day and this truck pulled in. Saying I started storming towards it because I was going to chew him out. And it turns out it was Andrew. And long story short, we sat and talked for 3 or 4 hours. And in the end, I got along with him to the point where he started to communicate about maybe picking up more of our agronomy side of the farm. And say it went from I was going to probably not be very nice to him, and then by the end we were laughing and joking. And here he is now on a live stream with us.
There's something you hate about the 4020?
Farm Bros. I don't hate anything about the 4020. It's the last time I want to see that.
I actually have seen the milking robots in action. I think they're pretty cool. However, the ones that I went and saw stopped. They broke down, and they were supposed to get them fixed, but they never did. So, as long as they work, I think they're pretty neat, but gotta make them work.
I went to NICC in Calamar. I've seen that question a couple times. Yes, we'd consider trading in the 82.
I'm doing pretty good, Christian.
Yeah, they're planting cotton right now. My parents live down in the Florida Panhandle, so I was down there. When was I down there? About a month ago. Got to walk in some cotton fields that were still standing. I know they normally harvest cotton in November. Seemed like guys down there had a very good season there. Matthew, they said they installed the egg leader in their 9510.
Favorite things about the GMC truck? Well, what I thought was pretty cool with it was that you can set it, you can set the seat and everything exactly how you want. You can save it. That's probably one of the coolest things I thought about it. So all you have to do is press a number on the door, and whenever you get in, it'll automatically adjust.
656 with a 5-row air pointer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes to that.
We could put auto steer on the lawnmower if we wanted to. There's not really a tractor setup you can't put auto steer on. That John Deere planter must be the exact emerge that you're talking about.
Who cares about a stupid truck? That's pretty big words for a guy that has a truck as his profile picture. We won't milk again. That ain't gonna happen. I'd contract corn the second that it's profitable for me.
I've had pretty good luck with the USDA and the FSA with farm loans. So, did you go to the Farm Tech Days in Oshkosh? Last year Jamie and I went to the Farm Tech Days in Lake Geneva. I would really like to go again this year, but I can't remember when it is. I have it written down on the calendar though, so I might go back.
Push mower. Not a push mower, a riding mower.
Yes.
For what?
Put GPS on the push mower.
You can put a light bar on it if you're really having trouble mowing. Transplanters. Are you talking about vegetable crops, American Farmer? Or what are you talking about with transplanters?
Shouldn't you guys be working? Nope.
It's pretty wet out there, guys.
Yeah.
We have everything done in the shed that we can do when it's raining out. We really are down to, we need some dry days so we can get out and about.
The 82 zone jointly.
Hey Matthew, RTK is a little different than Egg Leader. Egg Leader is the company with the monitor and the receiver. The RTK signal is pretty important for doing boundaries, because if you are running just a WA signal, you can get some drift with that, and especially with the waterways we're mapping out, you want to have those boundaries set with an RTK signal.
We didn't have to redo the transmission on the 46 when we turned it up. The deal with Rhino that we have is very transparent. I've been telling you guys every step of the way what it is. So what it is just they let me choose 5 pieces of equipment. Actually, they didn't give me a limit. They just said, we'd be interested to see our equipment on your channel. We don't really care about whether you promote us or anything. We just want to see you use our equipment and see what you think about it. So I chose several pieces of equipment on their website. They delivered them to us, and now we get to use them for 2 to 3 years. And at the end of the agreement, if I choose to buy them, I get them for a discount. So that's the deal with Rhino.
We don't raise any wheat. Andrew would be the person to ask. Are you helping anybody that raises wheat in the area?
Yeah, we've got quite a few customers. The vomitoxin, there's a few diseases out there that we're dealing with. Right now, the University of Wisconsin just came out with a report that they have found stripe rust in wheat. The mild winter is causing some issues. So Syngenta's got a new fungicide out, Tribapro. I'm pretty excited to see how that's going to work. It's got some pretty large residual. So if you're looking to treat some disease in wheat, definitely take a look at Tribapro.
Why do we have duals on our tractor even when corn carting? Tell you why. It's because I'm not taking those tires off to turn right back around and put them back on for tillage. In the fall, we are going back and forth from hauling corn during the day. Then I may go out and do tillage for 3/4 of the night. So it's what economics.
Yeah, Brian, we do have most of our wheat spread yet, or already with nitrogen, but we've done a little bit of corn ground. But the past week it's been so wet, nobody's been out in the fields.
Not interested in any Wes's tractors. Not saying that there's nothing wrong with them. It's just not really interested in any of them.
There are definitely ground dogs in Wisconsin. We'll probably be buying some more bottle calves in the summer.
Yep, come June.
Right now, it's just kind of like...
But they spiked. Bottle calves are actually up $50 to $80. They're close to 200 here last week.
Thanks, Farmall.
Next piece of equipment on my wish list is a John Deere 326.
Wes is like, ha, he's listening.
Oh, hi, Wes.
Yes, we have some dicamba beans going out there this year.
Oh. Our 8R is an older 8R. I mean, how much older are you looking? Ours is a 2012. We're not planting any Pioneer corn. It's Agrigold and DeKalb.
Wes's tractors aren't interested in here either.
Actually, I do like that 7530 though.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, Brian, we move a lot of 32%. The difference between 28 and 32% UAN products is 32% does not overwinter. We can't store it because of the cold temperatures. It'll salt out. So, in fact, we've got a lot of 32% getting delivered this weekend to guys.
Hey, Justin. Justin is the kid who won the light bar that I gave away from Oxbeam.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Nipples as far as feeding bottle calves.
Kai Farmer Man, what was going on there with Farmall Skittle and it said $2? I do have, and I forgot I had it enabled. So, okay, I'll get back to that question. So what you can do is you can donate, I don't even know how much, you can donate money and then you can get it to like stick up at the top of the chat so I can't really ignore it. I mean, it helps me see it. I'm not asking anybody to do it. If you want to do it, go ahead. If you're interested in purchasing any How Farms Work clothing, you can go to www.howfarmswork.com, click the clothing tab, and you can purchase clothing there. If you're interested in coming to meet us in person, you can go to the Farm Day tab on our website and check that out if you're interested in coming to the farm. Justin, what did you mount that light bar on?
Andrew, how much is the auto steer system for the tractors? Say I wanted the most cost efficient auto steer system for the 82. Like you and I were talking on Sunday. How much would that system cost?
You can get an on-track 3 system, which is the electric system, and we've had a lot of success with them for just under $6,000. That does not include the monitor.
Thanks, Brian. You guys don't have to donate money. I feel bad.
Yeah. Because he's splitting that 3 ways, so increments of 3 preferably, guys.
Alvin and anybody else that wants info on the egg leader equipment or 360 Yield Center, any of our technology, I'm on Twitter and YouTube and Facebook. It's at Wisconsin Agronomist, or it's WI, the abbreviation for Wisconsin. So at WI Agronomist, you can send me a request and your email, and I'll get back to you.
I'm gonna say you got your own Facebook page, or YouTube, won't you? You'll probably start doing a lot of that.
Yep. Yeah, and I just started my YouTube channel, Wisconsin Agronomist. So I'll be posting some specific videos of what I'm doing on some different farms. What's my preference in case tractors? I don't know. Our anhydrous tractor's 340 Magnum.
On the F-150? Nice.
Hey, would you put an LED light bar on the pickup? Yeah, I'd consider it.
If I would
I wanna
purchase
say
an
it
older
first.
pickup, I would. What?
I would definitely consider putting one on my house first before I put it on my truck.
We were discussing that a while back, actually. We had that deal with Oxbeam. We were discussing getting a bunch and just mounting them around the buildings.
Go to 12 row. When it comes to buying equipment, always buy bigger than what you think you need. Do you want to buy a Case IH quad track? We have no use for a quad track at this moment.
Sorry about that.
You have a John Deere 420 disc planner, how I make money. I'd probably try to find some ground and start farming. It's not easy.
Lewis, sorry about that.
6930 aren't available in the U.S. That's a European setup.
I believe that GMC video was last Monday. So that video was pretty old.
Self-propelled mower all the way. The triple mowers were nice, cover a lot of ground, but we got a lot of points and corners. Self-propelled got in a lot better. Why don't you guys put up baleage? I would never rule it out, just don't need to right now.
No one actually irrigates within 50 miles of here that I'm aware of. But if you go up north and out east, there are a couple of irrigation setups that you'll see. So
I'd say about 50 miles is where you start running into irrigation.
that's what I thought.
Well, it gets a lot sandier north of here.
Yeah, we're in the area known as the driftless region. So back during the last ice age, the I don't know what you call them, but they don't call them glaciers, did they? Was it glaciers?
Mm-hmm.
Glaciers came through and they leveled out all the ground, but they missed this area. So the soils around here are a lot older and a lot less sandy. Hey Bryson, Travis's YouTube page is The Rest of the Story, and Andrew's is Wisconsin Agronomist.
I was the first subscriber to Andrew's page. I want credit for that.
I've
Yeah.
got one video so far.
I was the first comment and view.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. We won't start milking again. We're beyond that. I like raising bottle calves, but I'll just buy them from local dairies. I already got a couple of people I've talked to. We didn't get a new tractor, maybe a lawn tractor. Or are you still trying to hide the fact you bought that push mower?
Somebody asked about the soil probes. I've not used AquaSpy. I'm familiar and worked with the John Deere probes that are out there. I don't know. We put up some rain gauges here, and I use a lot of climate software to keep track of what's going on. I also have a 360 soil scan, so we can get nitrogen readings out of the field.
Hey, Steve. What was that comment? Oh, the wiring on the grain cart was already on it. So how we mounted the light was we just cut off the light that was on the auger, and we replaced it with an aux beam that I like a lot better. We are going to be streaming for approximately 2 hours. This is the 1 hour mark, so we're about halfway done.
Center pivots are great if you need them for your soils. They're very expensive to operate, but where you have heavy drainage on your coarse ground, they're very profitable. So one of the best returns on investment if you have coarse soils.
If you had to get rid of one tractor on the farm, what would it be? Probably the 4020, because it would have the least amount of impact on our operations.
Hope Dad isn't listening to this.
I'm not saying I want to get rid of it. I'm just saying that'd probably be the one. The only other option is the 76.
46.
We are getting rid of the 46.
Each of us have our own connection to the tractors around here. Dad's a 4020, but Dad loves the 46 just as much. Ryan's in love with the 82 because he does most of our spring prep. And I love the 76 because it's mine. So my channel is The Rest of the Story. If we get a new combine, if it's up to me, it's going to be a Deere. If it's up to Dad, it could be a Case.
What years is the combine?
It's a 9510, by the way. If Dad was on the computer, he'd tell you. It was 98? That doesn't sound right.
I have no idea.
The year of our 9510.
I remember I looked it up. Yeah, it's early 98.
Our combine 9510 is early 1998.
Yeah, I've seen pivots roll with the wind.
Yeah.
I never thought that would happen, but yeah, they do. They also roll when they drive up the side of a pickup.
I play Farming Simulator. I mod the heck out of it.
Somebody asked where I went to school. I attended Western Technical College in La Crosse while I was working at a co-op, and then went on with Oregon State's online agronomy program for the 4-year degree. It's actually a pretty good program too.
We've had a little bit of precision planting experience with our 6-row. It worked. Wasn't crazy about it.
Precision meters.
Yes.
Yep.
Ag leader. Andrew comes with a heck of an incentive to deal with Ag leader. For how much we're getting free of use and working through it, we're actually buying as we go, because once, like the yield monitor and the 9510, that was supposed to be just a temporary thing, and then once my dad actually got to use it, there's no way he was getting rid of it. It's once you guys actually try some of this technology, it's really hard to let it go.
We didn't donate any hay to Kansas. The primary reason being is that how would we?
Well, people did, but I'll tell you what, guys, we have approximately 30 round bales on all of our farms of hay. And we're going to use all of that and probably a little bit more to get to summer.
Samuel, why do you say that?
What's that?
Samuel's asking new Deere combines. I've worked with some S-Series combines. I've got Ag Leader running in a couple of our customers. S-Series.
The early S series I hear were pigs. A lot of cab issues, very loud. I hear they straightened that out. We demo the John Deere quad track and we could probably make a heck of a video on it, but even if they gave it to us for 2 hours, we could do a heck of a job.
Thanks, Roy.
Yeah, I can't say enough about how much Andrew has helped us. We are getting more into the soil sampling, and he is keeping a better track of our, I lost train of thought, track of our cost of production.
Don't worry, Farmer Handyman. I'm sure he's watching right now.
Oh, we were warned Dad's watching, so.
The wind just picked up like crazy.
American Farmer, I believe you on that pivot deal. I saw your comment through there. I said it's hard to believe just because you wouldn't think that the wind could move one of those, but yeah, I've heard of it happening several times.
If you guys are still unsure about what I decided to go with as far as purchase, you just have to wait until Sunday. I'm not going to talk about it a whole lot on the live stream. Follow me on Snapchat for hints.
Alyssa, if we had a choice, it'd be self-propelled, but we currently use a pull type disc bind.
Not a triple mower?
No.
Andrew, what's your favorite sprayer? Hagee, just guess.
It is Hagee,
Yeah.
yes.
We overflowed the oat bin the last time we filled it when we were milking,
Yeah.
but it happens.
There's a guy on the left. I'm on the right, but the camera makes it backwards. So for those of you tuning in, I'm Andrew Tucker. I work for WSH Center. I'm a technology and agronomy specialist with them.
What's your thought on Hagee sprayers? Why do you prefer Hagees over a Deere?
Well, the biggest thing with the Hagee versus the Deere, I've run both of them, but the Deere on the side hills was hard to not run down corn because of the long wheelbase on it. I believe that was a 4930, and the Hagees are very well built machines. That's the one thing that Hagee does is build sprayers, and they've done a very good job with it. I like the horsepower to weight ratio. They have the best horsepower weight ratio in the industry. I like the front boom, being able to see everything you're doing.
So my problem with the front boom is I always thought it was weird that you're driving into all the chemicals you're putting down.
Tell that guy he should take his hat off. I'm afraid of what might be underneath.
Andrew,
My hat?
here's a question that just,
For all those guys that didn't like Kloss,
yeah.
I don't know if you'll see it on there, but did you see it? Kloss? There you go. I got this. I put some yield monitors in Kloss choppers, and I got this hat from the Kloss Precision Department. Yep.
Why don't I try one of the new tractors of Wes's? Because I'd have to go out to the East Coast to test them out, and I haven't had the time to run out there.
Why do you contract your fertilizer out instead of doing it yourselves?
Contract our fertilizer out.
Well, technically, we actually put our nitrogen down.
Oh.
As far as contracting the rest is because we don't have the equipment to put it down ourselves. Andrew, there's a question that just passed that we didn't address, but I want to ask you, what's better in your eyes? Would you rather put down 30% or anhydrous?
I like using both. I go with anhydrous on your first pass and come back with 32% in season. Be more efficient with your nitrogen. Red Wing boots.
What is your closest farm equipment dealer?
No,
No.
Lancaster, Finney's.
Yeah, Finney and Lancaster. It's about 10, 12 miles away.
Corn and beans.
Hi, Colton.
How are the pups?
Good. Really good. Grandpa died of a broken heart. Grandma passed before him, and he said about every day about how much he was looking forward to seeing her again.
The 235R pulled the anhydrous bar surprisingly well. I
Yeah.
brought out a large bar.
I don't understand why everybody's so surprised that the 82 pulled that bar. It's not the equipment, it's the operator that's running it. And it was well within my capabilities of being able to pull that bar with that tractor.
We don't have any videos of the Rhino blade in use yet. That's actually partly what we should have done with that pile. I should have helped you spread that out. Oh well.
Favorite tractor on the farm? All of them.
Hello,
They all
Halo
get
Gamer.
used. What do you recommend for the summer? If you're a young farmer at age 15, get a job on the farm over the summer, someplace. Experience is your best friend. I'm 27 years old and I don't have enough experience yet. You never stop learning.
Vacuum or blower stop blowers?
Philip, both have pros and cons. I do really like the white planter system, how it's positive air pressure. It is more seed size specific. It likes certain size, when you look at corn, you have different seed sizes, but positive air, you don't have a lot of dust and dirt blowing through that row unit compared to a vacuum, but I don't know. I can't complain too much about some of the vacuum systems out there.
American farmer, anything in a high RPM and a low gear will pull a lot. Well, you didn't see me putting the 40-20 on it now, did you? Thanks for the input, Wes.
We don't hire. Unfortunately, we only really. We're a family owned and operated farm, so we don't hire any work out.
Our opinion on hiring help is when we get to the point where we can't do it as a family and we have to start having to hire help is the day we'll start cutting back. We are not getting any calves. I quit for spring planting. I refuse to raise bottle calves during planting and harvest.
Louisiana farmer asked about auto steer. There's lots of different ones out there. The Steer Command from Egg Leader is excellent. The On-Track 3. The auto steer systems that are out today are significantly better than even systems that were out 3 years ago. There's been a lot of advancements, and Egg Leader is just simple to run and operate. That's why I like them.
We've never wrecked a tractor. Back to the hired help thing, but a family friend back in the day, it wasn't necessarily his fault. He was turning into a field, and a car come up behind him going about 80 miles an hour. He was a guy from Chicago. They hit him in the left rear tire, and it ripped the tire, the fender, the axle all off the tractor, and he was pretty swollen for a while after that.
Later, Farmo Skittle. Thanks again.
Emerson, Ornelas, quit growing so much crops, help our grain prices go up.
What would you recommend to catch up?
Ryan got better grades in school. How far apart are our farms? Our farm's within 20 miles of the home farm. I'm not getting into specifics, guys. Sorry. We don't live in Illinois, but we could drive down to the border within 15 minutes. Never going to plant any wheat. We're not going to deal with alpha toxin or vomitoxin. Is it? Vomitoxin. We did talk, or Ryan did talk to a guy about maybe running a Fendt this summer, but we haven't been talking to anybody here lately.
Dalton, you can run auto steer on an open station tractor. The On-Track 3 system is really nice. If it's going to be kept outside, you can pull the ECU and motor off so it doesn't get wet. In about 5 minutes, you can have the sensitive parts off the tractor and kept inside.
I haven't been to Boone, Iowa for that farm show. I didn't see what the name of it was, but I didn't go to it.
We're planting 10 acres of oats. Andrew just delivered our alfalfa.
It's a good thing nothing happened, Wes.
Roland, I don't know what kind of Red Wing boots I'm wearing. I just know they're Red Wings.
I gotta go buy those.
I used to buy the Caterpillar boots, and they'd hold up 6 months, and these Red Wings I'm wearing right now have lasted almost 2 years.
Yeah, I think I'm on like 2 or 3 with these things.
Yeah.
Of course, back when we were in college, you get new ones at least every year.
My boots are all rotted out on each side of them. So. We can't really have any plane spray for us. All of our fields are stripped out. $6,000 in damage to the tractor is still significant. If I recall, it cost my grandpa I think, around $20,000 for that incident.
I think we are doing aerial on the yield contest field. It'd be cool to get a video of.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
What kind of aerial plane? Or
All right.
Oh, we don't have a freestyle barn at the main farm.
The downside to the Chevy and GMC that I test drove was that they're both 3500s. They're 1-ton trucks, so they are a little stiffer ride than a 2500.
Philip asked about pre-emerge herbicides before cultivation. You just got to be careful, Philip. Some herbicides don't like to be moved around in the soil. You'll end up just giving yourself weed problems. If you're going to do that, then make sure you go with a herbicide that's highly water soluble.
Good night, Pat. What comes to mind when you hear the name Pennsylvania? Amish country.
Hershey's chocolate.
I'm not a big chocolate guy.
Have we ever been to Raider in Dubuque?
Yeah, it's where we bought my dad's lawnmower from.
Jake, farming in strips is mandated by the Department of Agriculture in Wisconsin because of the slopes. Otherwise, you're going to have erosion. Yes, we do use a drone.
Would I get a long bed or a short bed pickup truck, either a standard or a long bed? I don't really like the idea of a short bed.
Favorite job on the farm? Anything that involves me being in a tractor. Had the 4020 since it was new, I believe. Pretty sure. It's 78 or 72.
Comes to mind when you think of Michigan, Detroit. That's all I got.
Wisconsin winning in the bowl game.
The guy on the far right is our new agronomist. Is Pennsylvania based out, or New Holland based out of Pennsylvania? You should probably know that.
I'm not sure. Oh, I know a guy tried a new chopper out, or a new combine out, and that came from Pennsylvania
Oh, really?
last fall. One of our customers.
Later, Matt.
I'm not as,
Go ahead.
it's off farm topic, but I'm not a sports fan. I just watch the big games, like when the Packers get in the bowl, or that's really about it.
Somebody asked about what soybeans to use. I don't know what part of the country you're from, so there's a lot of details in figuring out the right genetics for soybeans. We're not using any dicamba beans on this farm this year, and I missed the other question that I was going to answer. Oh, herbicides. We're using Armazon Pro here for a corn herbicide this year, and Zedua Pro for Freon soybeans.
Have you ever been to the UK, Andrew?
I've not. I would love to go to the Netherlands. I'm part Dutch,
Oh, really?
so
I'd like to go to Norway.
New Zealand, Australia, if I had to pick.
there you go, Brian. Go Hawkeyes. I'm from Iowa, so I followed the Hawkeyes growing up.
Heard of Liberty Link, have no reason to plan it at this time. What do you think of Iowa? Well, he's from Iowa. My fiance is from Iowa. It has its perks, I guess.
It's a good place to be from.
Well put. Is there a reason why they're all coming to Wisconsin?
Good land up here.
We have,
It's 5:40.
about 40 minutes left in our stream. Ryan, will you cut the stalks with the Rhino? But if you do, you don't need the VT. The only stalks that we're planning on cutting are the stalks on absolute no-till ground. Yeah. Thoughts? I missed that one.
Hey, Iowa Dairy Boys, you're asking about soybeans on a farm that's never been to soybeans before.
Virgin ground.
Yeah, virgin ground's great. You know, I don't know if there's a lot of manure there. Just be careful. Don't plant a hybrid that's going to be really tall. I've seen beans on manure ground that end up falling over and get white mold issues. So you probably want a more defensive hybrid. I don't know if you're going 30-inch rows or what. There's so many details. When you ask about which hybrid to plant, there's a lot of questions you have to ask before you pick something. Talk to your local seed guys.
Thoughts on natural beekeeping? I don't really have much thoughts on it, but our main
Our
farm,
neighbor.
our main farm is actually next to an apiary.
That's something you should tell your agronomist before they come out and spray. Just letting you guys know.
They don't keep,
They don't keep their bees right along our fields, but they actually do have
some
a
on
few
our ground.
beehives throughout our pastures.
Hi, CJ.
I've never dealt with liquid manure. We've always had bed pack. I would love Hydro Push Coon with vertical beaters.
I think
When planting corn, we vary anywhere from 32,000 all the way up to 40.
Is it hard to keep your privacy when doing YouTube? Sometimes. Jamie and I were actually in Platteville earlier today, and someone, he might be watching it right now, and
Nice
he came
to
up
see
and
you,
wished me
Wes.
a happy birthday. So later, Wes.
Good luck in the sprayer.
But yeah, it can be kind of hard to keep your privacy too, because I mean, it's hard even just to keep like secrets that I haven't revealed yet, because people find out.
By driving by.
Yeah.
Honestly, for me, doing the YouTube thing, maybe it's just because I'm just really getting going at it, but I'm actually kind of having fun with it. Because like I've said, Ryan puts a lot more time on the quality side of his, between 6 to 8 hours editing. Mine are more of the unedited, take it in 1 or 2 takes, and that's what you guys are going to get. If you guys want the raw, behind-the-scenes stuff, that's what you're going to get on my site. Any combine brand we would not want,
A uni.
a uni,
They
I guess.
don't make them anymore.
Well, there you go.
Favorite-
Buy something invisible.
My favorite breed, Black Angus.
Red Angus.
I have a preference.
What do you recommend for first-time cattle? When a cow just freshens and she's got that nice new little baby calf next to her, when she looks pissed off, she means it. So don't think she isn't going to run you over.
See, I saw you at the dealership in Dubuque looking at the Duramax, but you were leaving, so I didn't get to meet you. That's exactly what I mean as far as trying to keep your privacy, because, like, there was a guy who commented on that video, hey, I just saw myself on YouTube. And, like, around this area, we have a lot of viewers around this area, and it just kind of wanes off. There's a lot of people who watch from Texas, too.
Farming Gamer. If you check out my YouTube site, WI Agronomist, I'm going to be posting a video here soon on installing RTK in a Challenger 1038, which is basically the Fendt, yellow version of the Fendt.
How did you start on YouTube? Just started back when I first made my YouTube account. I published a couple videos. Didn't think anything of it. Like 4 years later, I looked back at my account and realized that I had a decent amount of views on the videos, and I thought, okay, if I just upload more regularly, maybe I'll get more views over time. And eventually it just grew. So what was that?
Hey, Ryan, will you link Andrew to the live stream or something? Could you do that when you post this later on? Put a link to Andrew's. And
Yeah, I can post a link to both of you guys down in the comments or in the description, I guess.
when the live stream's over, Ryan, I just asked him to put a link to me and Andrew's pages. It's better than constantly repeating them, guys. Dang, I just missed that, guys. Sorry. I had 2 questions I actually wanted to answer.
Thanks, Jesse. It was our grandpa's pride and joy.
I don't know.
Barn.
Hey, we are still using the barn, so not willing to let it go under yet. older Challengers with New Holland cabs? Any experience?
What models are you talking about, American Farmer? I mean, that was probably pre-auto steer days. You could put aftermarket steering systems in them. They've run good for guys.
Jason, we run 30-inch rows.
Heard a lot of guys went to 20-inch, probably within 10 years ago, and a lot of them are going back to 30-inch rows because of, what is it? What have you heard why they get away from 20s?
I mean, it's nice to be able to side dress 30-inch rows. In our area, we were counting it up the other day. We had about probably 10 decent-sized farms running 20-inch rows 8-10 years ago. And out of those same people, there's 2 guys left out of those people that we were thinking of. So it's dropped. We've got some twin row in the area. 20-inch beans are awesome. Twin row beans are awesome. You get to 15-inch beans and you start dealing with white mold issues.
I don't make mods for Farming Simulator, guys. I only use them.
Thanks, Dalton.
Our 4230 would never have pulled a 600 bushel wagon. Ours was very, very tired.
That's a good question. Do you
Well,
prefer
thanks,
the mule
Elisa.
or the four-wheeler?
Depends.
The mule and the four. Oh, go ahead, Ryan. That wasn't for me.
Oh, do I prefer the mule or the four-wheeler?
Yeah.
Really depends on what you're doing. If you're going to be moving fast, definitely would prefer the four-wheeler.
I.e. when the cows are on it.
Well, yeah, the four-wheeler is a lot smoother ride. Mule is nice for if you have more than one person, so it depends.
The four-wheeler, when it comes to the ride, we had the RTK fixed-based boundaries system set up on the mule originally this spring. I thought I would prefer that. The mule made my back so sore by the end of the day. Switched it over and put it on my four-wheeler for issues we had with the mule. The four-wheeler, I ran, 3 days straight, and I didn't have any issues with my back.
We've traditionally stuck with DeKalb. However, in Friday's video, as you'll find out, we are going to be planting some Agrigold from Andrew.
Andrew actually got us convinced to put some Agrigold down. We were very apprehensive about putting Agrigold in. We've ran DeKalb in the past, had great luck with it. It's kind of hard to get away from something you know works. But we give them the benefit of the doubt. Dad and I were just talking about it today. We could do all the way up to 50-50 DeKalb and Agrigold, or maybe a 30-60 or something, or 30-70 or whatever.
Michael, is there a reason you're wanting a diesel truck over gas? You pull heavy loads, or is it fuel mileage reason? I've heard a lot of good things about the diesels, as well as the fuel mileage reason. And on that truck, they had actually been out driving it around the day before I test drove it, and they were getting approximately 23, and that's just from, I think they were going 60 miles an hour for
No.
how many hundred, there was like a couple hundred miles or so that they said they went on it. And
She's picking up the
I mean,
kids for me.
for a truck, to me, that's really good, because on my car, I'm only getting 17. So,
There you go. Iowa Dairy Boys plant Agrigold.
Oh, yeah? We used to plant Pioneer. Tell you what, we went from Pioneer paying $500 a bag, I'm not exaggerating, to paying $225 a bag for DeKalb, and we gained 30 bushel the acre just by switching our genetics. Pioneer, I can only tell you one farm in this area that still plants it. Dad is not trading the 4640, guys. He's putting a lot of work into it right now.
so what are you proposing? Should I cut the back off of a Volkswagen and use that as a truck? Oh yeah, I've seen people use Whipples around here.
$68.80, $64.87. We don't plant anything that short. Not planning on putting the 12 row on the 7600. The 4640 pulls it just fine.
No, if you cultivated it, wouldn't really be no-till anymore.
I like cultivating. Andrew's trying to prove to me that I shouldn't, but We're looking at putting liquid down with the cultivator this year.
Cultivating's
See,
got its places.
It's got its places. But where we've actually talked about this with Andrew, Andrew is more of an advisor. He tells us what he recommends. There are going to be times where he's not going to be happy with us, and we're probably not going to be happy with him. But that's just kind of the working relationship we got. So everything he tells us, we don't have to do what he says or recommends.
Sometimes it goes in one ear and out the other.
Yep.
Don't watch if you think the channel is awful. I thought you said it.
Channel C.
Yeah, channel
Channel.
C. I would like to test a Massey Ferguson.
A Massey and a Challenger. We don't plant sweet corn. I'm actually, for what it's worth, not to Rob Ryan's channel, I'm trying to post videos every morning at 9 o'clock. I actually have a bunch of videos scheduled for the next few days already.
I think the 4020 has the most hours on it.
Oh, without a doubt. Thoughts on the 6-row corn planters? 1750, that's what we had when Grandpa was still farming, alive. Great planter, finger pickup, ground drive. Pretty solid tractor.
Michael, I've not
Planter.
done a John Deere with carbon fiber booms. Makes me a little nervous.
The automatic row shutoffs on the planter are very nice.
No.
Wouldn't go back to how we were.
No to a Kinsey planter. We bought our 12-row because the guy that had it before us traded the 12-row Deere on a Kinsey. But I've heard so many negative things on a Kinsey, it's just a John Deere planter painted blue.
Ryan, your comment on Green Snap with AgriGold. There's Green Snap with every company out there, and I'm not saying that AgriGold is 100% better than any other company, but I do like AgriGold, don't get me wrong. But yeah, if you've got Green Snap out there, a lot of times you might just have the right hybrid or the wrong hybrid on that soil type and on those acres, and also be looking at your nutrition in the soil.
Chris, I do YouTube just because it's fun. I don't do it for the money. It's because I truly enjoy what I do. I mean, I enjoy showing you guys what we do around here. I enjoy making videos and everything, even though it is a lot of work. But I wouldn't rather be doing anything else. And whether or not it pays, it could not pay anything. I mean, I'm just starting to get to the point where it is starting to produce a good income, not an awesome income, but good enough. But I wouldn't change a thing about it.
I'm not really doing it for the money. Actually, I'm having fun just making videos. Because I can joke and I can swear and not have to worry about doing push-ups.
There's some questions on, it's Green Snap, not Grain Snap, but Green Snap is when you've got, waist to shoulder height corn, you get that heavy or strong wind come through in July, and the corn's all basically down on the ground. We had a customer north of here that had Decal, Pioneer, and AgriGold all within a mile of each other, and one field had Pioneer and Decal and AgriGold, all three of them, and you could see to the line where the one hybrid was planted, it was all down, and it was not the AgriGold, and it wasn't Decal. But it doesn't mean that that company's a bad company. It's just the nature of the year that we had and how that hybrid responds.
And tell you what, I've actually mentioned about going to 100% AgriGold if we are proving that we like it. The guy sitting next to me has actually said to not give up DeKalb 100%. So that tells you where he stands on DeKalb. He's still trying to push his AgriGold seed, but can't deny DeKalb is a quality brand. Hey, this guy likes white planters. He used to sell them.
I do like white.
It actually sounds like you prefer them. The vacuum system?
The positive air pressure.
Yep.
So kind of a neat tidbit on white planters is positive air pressure, but they also have the shortest seed tube in the industry. So guys are able to get that extra mile per hour and still keep good seed spacing.
Does WS accept ag interns from MSU?
We are looking for interns, Timothy, so if you want to come on down and.
Oh, sorry.
Say you guys want to come and work on how farms work, go apply as an intern to WS, and
I will send you out their way.
there you go.
That was Alicia, our sister.
Yeah, Alicia, come here. Come here. Alicia, come here.
Stick your head in front.
Alicia! Everybody, this is our sister, Alicia. Said she isn't in the videos much because she has a full-time job, but she does come around. We're actually stealing her Wi-Fi right now.
Yep.
Fiber optics, gotta love it. The bloke on yon side, this one or this one? This doofus is my brother. This doofus is our agronomist.
John Deere 3020, yes, it is still positive air pressure on the 9,000 white planters.
I should do more videos on each farm, especially main farms. I've done some on Rockville and my place, but I haven't really covered Travis's place much.
You're not going to either.
You never know.
Darren, your question on dry versus liquid fertilizer. There's a lot of benefits to banding fertilizer. The problem with dry fertilizer on a planter is you are filling that planter a lot. So I like seeing liquid fertilizer go in furrow or side by side. And I mean, I've got a guy that's got a strip till bar. We're doing a lot of trials with him this year. Strip tilling is awesome if you can do it. Pretty much have to have RTK to keep your planter in the path. We're going to possibly try doing it with WAS this year. I think we can have some success, but if you're doing the contour strips with strip till, there's a lot of things that need to be right to keep that planter in the same track as a strip till bar.
We are too far north to double crop and justify it. Hell, we could do it if we planted wheat, but we wouldn't justify it.
The vegetable guys do it. The grain guys don't.
Yeah.
Up here.
Did we enjoy applying the ammonia? Seems solid. Travis was the one that did 99% of it. It was all right. The stuff is just dangerous. You have to respect it, much like my fiance. And we're really kind of apprehensive, I think is what I'm looking for. Dad was kind of voicing some concerns about it. It's the first time we've ever used gas. Nothing against it. It's just, first time.
You got to
using
have
it.
common sense when you're working around it.
I'm not talking about the safety wise. I'm talking about the nitrogen throughout the year.
Yep.
Because it's the first time we've done it, and it's hard going away from something you know has worked. Ryan, do you have your pilot's license?
Maybe.
That's for us to know and you to find out. It seems like he crashed his drone twice last fall. I think they deserve his money back. Traditional tillage, I love it. Chisel plow, I actually changed my program around. I like to chisel my bean ground that's going into corn. If it's going into corn the following year, I want it chiseled. If it's going to go into soybeans and it's been in corn, I want to hit it with a VT disc once and then VT in the spring and then plant it. I'm going to try running it like that for a few years, do some trials.
Do you think vertical tillage is worth the money?
I saw that. Yeah, vertical tillage definitely has its place. There's a lot of benefits from it, but you have to understand what a vertical tillage tool is designed to do. A lot of people use it improperly. I've been an agronomist for 8 years.
So Andrew, based on that whole VT statement you just said, is that just you kind of saying I'm an idiot for doing what I was just going to do?
I didn't listen to what you said you were going to do. I'll have to watch the video later. Yes, we do airplane spraying.
Talking from farmer to agronomist here.
Okay.
It says, based off what I just said, because I know I'm talking loud enough you can't ignore me. It says, do you recommend, if your field was currently corn,
Yep.
you harvest it, you hit it with that Earthmaster VT disc this fall, or in the fall.
Yep.
Hit it once, leave the stalks, then go back in the spring. Hit the stalks once more with the VT and plant it into soybeans. What's your opinion?
Well, it's going to depend on the year. My opinion is that if you want to size up residue, it's an excellent tool to do that. You're going to allow the ground to warm up a little faster in the spring. So those are some of the benefits you get. A lot of guys that I work with no-till the beans in between the corn stalks, and that works really well too. So there's pros and cons, but I think the biggest benefit you're going to get out of it is being able to warm the ground up and have more consistent planting conditions.
So effect on yield?
Effect on yield is going to vary year to year. If it helps get every seed out of the ground consistently, you're going to get advantage on yield.
Okay. Since we've never done it before, we're going to go ahead and try it. It doesn't take very much to go back to what we've done in the past.
The idea behind vertical tillage is that you are minimizing your disturbances in the soil. You're not really intending to cut any deeper than roughly 2 inches or so down. You're just trying to size the residue, and it's basically it. I mean, when you're actually tilling, you're mixing up the soil, you're putting that residue down underneath. It's 2 different degrees of intensive tillage. So
Timothy, I do like your point. I've got a customer getting some 360 Yield Center bullet ripper points from me. I just ordered them today. Here's my opinion on tillage. Anytime you have a chisel type tool, you're creating a compaction layer. And when you create a compaction layer at the bottom of the depth of that tool, that's a challenge for your corn roots to get through. With vertical tillage, basically you're only tilling the top 2 inches, and you're with somebody mentioned the Great Plains. If you've got fluted coulters, you're basically raising and lowering the soil, and you're not pushing any soil sideways, so you're not creating a compaction layer. Even soil PSI is very important for getting roots to really penetrate the down through the soil. Be careful with vertical tillage though. I've seen guys use it when it's wet, and then you get a really serious hard pan there 2 inches deep, and you can't get the corn to break through that. So that's a problem if you're going through when it's too wet. The other issue is if you have some weeds emerge. We have problems with Roundup resistant giant ragweed up here. So if you have emerged weeds when you go through with the vertical tillage, you're basically creating a monster weed that's out there that's going to be very tough to kill with any sort of herbicide. So just be careful if you have weeds up.
on the 8235R, the VT is going to be going on that. If we could trade in the 76, what other tractor would you get? Probably a 7530. If you're interested in the truck, just keep watching until Sunday. Or come back on Sunday.
You know, we got a good point. I was just talking to my sister out there, and you don't sound like a robot anymore.
I don't?
No, you actually sound like you're a human.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Says you're getting better at this whole talking to the camera thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I bought the truck. I can't confirm nor deny that information.
Vertical
Now you sound-
tillage
yeah.
is a complicated tool. I hate watching myself on videos.
I'm getting better at it. I'm actually, my thing is like with doing YouTubing for myself, I'm having a lot of fun with it.
I just don't watch myself.
Yeah.
Make the video and then never watch it again.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm liking a lot of stuff I'm doing. I bought a new camera and a window mount for the tractor, so I'll be talking to myself a lot in the tractor in the field. We are planning on getting big farm-wise. Honestly, I'd love to get up to 2,000 acres. Really would.
There's not much field work going on. It's really wet out there.
Compared to last year, you were running in gas this time, weren't you?
Yeah. Yep. We had a lot of anhydrous going out a week ago last year.
If your cow tits are harder than a woman's tits, you should probably be lotioning them. Sorry.
Not really topics that we like to talk about.
Sorry. I keep forgetting.
You're in a happy mood tonight?
I just chugged that bottle of Mountain Dew, so I'm on a sugar high. Chemtrails. Thoughts on Case IH? They'd be great if they'd let us demo one, but evidently they don't like us.
Ryan, my family has farmland in Iowa, and it's excellent soil. I think the biggest difference between Iowa
Sorry, go ahead.
and Wisconsin farmland is the depth of the topsoil. Other than that, I think that the top 6 to 12 inches of topsoil in Wisconsin has not been mined nearly as badly as some of the Iowa ground, and it's had a lot more manure. So in that case, the Wisconsin topsoil, while it's not as deep as Iowa topsoil, it can yield very well. I think our county average for Grant County corn last year was 202 bushel, if I'm not mistaken. That was the county average for Grant County corn.
Most of our farms averaged above that.
Yep.
Travis, YouTube is the. Can it be a challenge? It's not a challenge to work with Ryan from time to time. It's not hard working with Dad either. We're actually really blessed in that department. We all get along really good.
Kate and I love anhydrous in the fall up here in Wisconsin. Our soils stay cold enough that we can get by with that. If you get down in Illinois too far or in Iowa, there's a lot of nitrogen loss. Even if guys used N-Serve to protect the nitrogen, by now that protects it for 10 weeks, and there's been enough weeks of warm temperatures, warm soil temperatures that nitrogen's in the nitrate state and it's leaching now.
Really? I never would have thought that. I thought like out Iowa, Illinois, they'd be all for fall applied gas.
There were guys applying anhydrous last year when it was over 70 degrees outside, and that's not good.
Bet it went in great.
Oh, it went in nice. If it's there now is the question. What is the soil
temperature?
It doesn't matter what the soil temperature is, as long as you would prefer to have it less than 55 degrees when you're applying anhydrous.
The biggest issue I had last fall was, and it was a known issue that would happen, carry a 8-pound hammer in the tractor and just go through and hit all the shanks because they will freeze up around the shank where it gets applied into the ground.
Jared, I looked at a 3500 over a 2500 because the 3500 was actually cheaper. So, what do you expect me to do?
Gustav, it's very difficult to increase carbon content in the soil. Yes, we're all for that, but we're trying to maintain our soil quality and build it if we can, or just trying not to lose it is the big thing.
We like the deers because they are comfortable to run. We're familiar with them. We grew up with them. Like I've said numerous times, it's hard to get away from something that you understand and you know it works. 7530 is a pile of poo? Well, maybe you just got a lemon. I would love a 7520 or a 7530. Wow, right back at you. Nothing wrong with that. Shut the front door. Soil temp definitely has a lot to do with germination.
Temperature and moisture.
That's what Andrew keeps telling us. I'm aiming to start planting the 20th of April. Whether or not that happens, Mother Nature has yet to let us know. Tribines, they look ridiculous, but I'm sure there's some place in the world where they work great. 7530. Bitch. Andrew, what would you recommend for vertical tillage?
Dealers?
Ask me on my channel.
4640 has like 7,500 hours on it. It's got overhaul and transmission redone, so she's set to go.
That Duramax did have def.
As that Rhino piece that you guys had did a nice job last fall.
The Earthmaster.
Yep. When does strip tillage not work well? Oh, no tillage works well in wet conditions, Michael. The biggest problem with strip tillage that I've seen is if you don't have a I had one guy put his fertilizer cart in between the tractor and the strip till bar. That does not work. So if you can keep your strip till bar about the same distance from the tractor as your planter is, it tends to work pretty well.
If we could upgrade one piece of equipment for free, what would it be? Upgrade the 4020 to a 9RX.
Combine.
What? Probably, realistically, the combine. If you got a new truck, would you delete the emissions? Probably once the warranty was up. John, do it now! I don't know if you guys heard that. That was funny.
Well, I'm weird. I would definitely delete it. But if I ever bought a new truck, I would keep it stock. I don't like jacked up trucks and exhausts. I like my truck.
The Batwing is 15 foot.
What's he saying? What is he saying?
Yeah.
Did you quit putting soybeans in the soybean bin?
Yeah, we did. Because the bin was not wide enough to allow the little bit of residue that did get into the bin to be siphoned out. So what happens is that the bean pods that made it into the bin, when those beans flow out, all the pods and the residue pile up on top, and they make a heck of a plug right in the sump.
Alright, so somebody brought up the Monsanto GMO thing. Yeah, but
We don't have enough time.
we don't have enough time for the whole Monsanto GMO thing, but
We've got about 10 minutes left in the live stream.
yeah. Don't be afraid of science, guys. That's all I'm going to say right now. What's the best way to incorporate dry cattle manure? Yeah, some sort of a disc ripper type deal.
We have, no, our grain bins are drying bins. We don't have a corn dryer specifically.
Strip tillage bar, the Gladiator, is what the customers I work with, they run. It's a really nice bar.
The 8235R does handle the 630 disc very nicely. The VT is a little bit heavier, so it handles the VT very well as well, but I think the 82 is a better fit on the VT than the 630.
Yeah, it runs a 630 like a sign back there. Bought the 76 back in 2010.
Lane, there's going to be some videos coming up in the future on the next egg leader addition to the planter. Stay tuned.
Yeah, we just unloaded it all. Ugh.
Gotcha.
What would your next equipment upgrade be? If it was me, it'd be a skid steer. Thanks for answering your questions.
Timothy, we are going to do a few different trials around here with corn emergence.
Really? Who says?
Okay, don't lick my ear.
Yield Monitor lets us do a lot of trials out there and see what we can do to increase our yields.
We need a bigger combine before we can get a bigger corn or draper head.
Hog manure is good fertilizer.
But you gotta put up with the hogs, so there's that big pro-con thing.
Try to inject it if you can. Don't create compaction while doing so.
I'm not sure what we're going to be doing at 100,000 subscribers yet. I've been thinking it over, and I just can't.
4th of July, fireworks, guns, four-wheelers.
I've been trying to think of ideas. I don't know.
Fit2 Gaming, you'll like that tractor.
The house is coming along. It's getting there.
Technology engineering, it's a lot less stress.
We've got one more piece of equipment from Rhino coming. It's going to go on what I may or may not have purchased.
Bobcats are great. The problem is that they're the top of their class category, and they're way overpriced.
Austin, we won't sell you the grass sweeper primarily because it's kind of just humble jumbled together and it's falling apart.
Yep. Tannerite?
Yeah.
We don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't. That goes back to the whole "did we ever do anything illegal?" question. I'm not stupid enough to answer that.
And who hit the Tannerite last year?
Nobody. We didn't have any. They wouldn't sell it to us. Yes, obviously we would get a bigger combine.
You are a real American.
Absolutely. Semi-automatic.
We would be interested in a Fent or Case. I guess I mean, I haven't driven either, so
We don't plant cover crops, mainly because of our growing season. Landau tillage equipment, sure. I've actually wondered about getting a Landau disc.
I think the giveaway is a good idea. Give a hat to the first 100,000 people who sign up for it. You know.
100,000.
Yeah.
Well, controlled traffic farming, yes, that's been a topic of conversation in Wisconsin. It's about managing compaction.
That ain't gonna happen around here then. How does a land roller impact the yield?
Do you have rocks?
Couple.
I thought about the whole lifting a truck thing, but the thing is, like, getting up into that truck when we test drove it, it's way too high up there as it is. So to like add on a few more inches to that, screw it, no way. What did he say?
There's a decent amount of rye planted down here, farming New York.
I prefer power shift. It's just me.
On what?
Would you rather have power shift or IVT?
IVT if it was a transport tractor like the 7600. Heavy tillage tractor, power shift.
Case fan 4400 fuel's expensive too.
Maybe I'll do another rewind video for the 100,000 subscriber video. I think it might.
I got stuck in a sprayer last year. Sean
Why would you do?
tried driving through a waterway I shouldn't have driven through.
Agronomist.
With the
these
with the
days.
Y drops. Hey Wayne, I'm not getting into that discussion
You
today.
should do a blooper video for your 100,000.
I actually am saving up blooper clips, so I guess I could add those in.
As far as the American farmer, we've never had problems with the 8235 shifting.
What's the matter, Johnny?
What?
All I heard is,
Walked upstairs.
Ryland, we run case sprayers at work as well as rogators. So we have a miller that I've got the Y drops on, and I like Hagee as well. As long as they run and they're reliable, that's the main thing. How much corn did I put on the ground getting the sprayer out? Actually, not that much. The corn that we drove through was on the edge of the waterway and was not going to yield anyway, very much anyway.
Says you. We'll never know.
Well, if you compare that to the corn that we didn't run over,
You never know. I've seen a lot of crummy looking corn yield close to 50, 60 bushels a acre.
so have I.
yeah, Jake, I remember when my live streams were dead. I remember my first live stream. It had like 2 people.
We will be planting when the ground temperature is 55 degrees.
Says him.
Hopefully that happens soon.
I haven't decided if I'm going to make a new intro video for my channel because I really like the one that's on it right now. So,
For what? What'd you say?
They should start cutting hay around July. We'll be cutting hay well before July or June.
The farmer friend I help, he said he's going to try cutting first crop hay the 15th to the 25th of May.
by Memorial Day weekends usually the same.
We're always thinking about bigger tractors, not looking to upgrade anything at the moment. It's the beginning of the year. You don't upgrade anything in the spring, guys. You do it at the end of the year when you gotta try to use up some of your income.
So we started streaming exactly 2 hours ago. We are going to be ending the live stream very soon. So if there are any last minute questions that you want to ask, make sure you get them in. I'll probably just end it when I feel like ending it at this point. I mean, just go a few more minutes, I suppose, and make your questions count.
John Deere 8100, not going to happen. At the minimum, I'd buy an 8010 series. Minimum electrical updates.
We do custom work for people. Travis did some custom baling this last summer.
Going to this year, too. Anybody that needs some custom round baling done this summer, just let me know.
We don't have too much wildlife problems in the fields, at least so far. Hans, you'll find out on Sunday.
Used to like country music.
Country is country.
Yeah, I like 90s country. Articulated four-wheel drive? Yeah, we have.
Too
I
big
plan
for
on
us
getting-
right now, but
I plan on getting big enough where a four-wheel drive for tillage is going to be a thing.
we haven't considered getting a semi with a grain trailer yet, mostly because,
No one's willing to drive it.
yeah, basically.
We liked our the guy we have haul right now. He does a really good job. We don't have any issues with him.
Why a Denali? Because there was only like a $2,000 difference between the SLT, I believe it is, and the Denali. And the real thing that gets you is the diesel engine, the Duramax.
Sean Phillips. Oh, you're a hell of really dedicated.
Wonder that must be Ukraine. 122. Yeah, so you need a CDL to drive semis in the U.S.
Oh. Would we get a new hay rake? Why not? We don't have a bale wrapper. Don't need it.
Yes, I've heard of Deutz.
So far, we like the Rhino 4155. Haven't gotten to use it too heavily yet. Just took it out for that test run, and that's about it. I have a bachelor's in ag business and a minor in soil crop science. Actually, my major was for ag business. My minor was soil and crop science.
Zone tillage? Never heard of it. Get a Ford. Drove a Ford. Didn't like it.
Zone till, strip till.
Dad wants to join us for a live stream. He just couldn't make it today.
Didn't. I actually kind of forgot about this live stream. That's why it's just kind of.
Hopefully we don't have grass and corn in the same field.
If we do, Andrew's going to be getting a phone call.
Yep.
He claims he can do a better job than what was done last year, so it waits to be seen. We would never buy a Big Bud. After 12 times asking that question, there you go. Ryan went to college at UW Platteville, and you're welcome. I went to NICC Calamar.
All right, guys. I think we're going to wrap up this live stream. If you have any other questions, I mean, try to comment on our YouTube videos, and I'll try to answer them on there if I can. I mean, I get a lot of comments and stuff, so if not, hold out until our next live stream, and that should be about it. So be sure to go follow Andrew on his YouTube page, Wisconsin
Agronomist.
Agronomist.
WI Agronomist.
Yep, WI Agronomist, and he's on. You're on Twitter and Facebook too.
Correct.
Okay, Travis. The rest of the story, YouTube, and I think he just opened up his Facebook page. And if you're interested in coming to meet us in person, go to howfarmswork.com. Go to the Farm Day tab. Check out tickets if you're interested in coming. The Farm Day is on August 19th of this year. Just kind of a nice meet and greet where you can come meet us. If you're interested in purchasing How Farms Work clothing, go to the clothing tab on howfarmswork.com. Purchase them there, and that should be about it. So
Stay tuned. We're going to be berating Andrew so much more going into this year. This
All
is
right.
just the downtime where no crops are in the ground. When shit gets real, push up.
okay, you're gonna have to do like 120 push-ups today.
Okay, I'm good.
All right. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out all of our other videos. Be sure to follow How Farms Work on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and add us on Snapchat. How Farms Work, no spaces, for any hints at anything that might be coming in future videos. So thanks for watching, guys.
And Ryan got
You failed.
up.